First and foremost, what I want to say before I even dive deep into everything, I want to make it very clear to everybody watching this video, if you are a supporter of me and if you like my content, and even if you don't like my content, please don't go send any hate to Nassim. Like, don't go and send him any hate, whether you agree or disagree with what has happened. I say don't go send any hate to Islanders, but I especially mean it for him kind of video. Please don't go and send him any hate. It is pointless, it is worthless, it is counterproductive. I know some of you guys are going to, and you know, even though I'm saying this, please don't. To be honest with you, I'm a very private person when it comes to my issues. They don't need to be on Front Street, and people online don't need to know. This particular situation, unfortunately, started as a public issue. Therefore, it needs to end as a public issue, and I need to address this here because even to this day, even a couple of hours ago, DMs, Twitter DMs, YouTube comments every single day, what's going on with you and Naz? What's going on with you and Nassim? What's going on? So of course I have to address this issue, and once I've addressed it in this video, God willing, I do not plan to ever discuss it ever again. It has really crippled my mental health to a level of such deep depression that I didn't think I'd get out of. Please do not go and send Nassim hate. Don't do it. Especially in quarantine period, self-isolation period, people are going to be in their homes. There's more likeliness for them to see negativity. You've seen them in my Instagram videos, you've seen them on my YouTube. We did a lot of Love Island videos here and there. We did a video before he went in about him going into the show and so forth. And then, you know, throughout his time in the show, I'm screaming his name on this channel 24/7, tweeting in support like there is no tomorrow. It's too much!
Max, do you mind if I grab you?
Shall you want to grab me as well? Let's go! Let's go! It, looking like an absolute clown, an expired clown. Who's checking for you? I really don't understand. Who is checking for you? If Naz wasn't in the picture, what attention would you be getting? I'll wait. Save him! Save my best friend. Save him!
No.
Yes! Get him! And suddenly, when the show ends, you don't see him on the platform. You haven't seen us together post the show. What the hell is going on? As the public, you guys are going to wonder what's happening. And this is why these questions don't ever stop until it gets addressed. This is what I mean. It's a public issue, and it started as a public issue, unfortunately, because I keep my issues very private. I did everything in my power to not get to this point. I did not want to film this video, but I have no choice. Anybody else involved in these scenarios will be giving, you know, anonymous identities because, you know, if they're not public figures, it's not fair on them. Even though they weren't fair on me and a lot of people treated me like bottom barrel scum, I'm not going to do the same to them. So therefore, I will not be revealing any identities of anybody else other than Nassim. Love Island was about to start. The cast were announced, everything took place. I unfortunately got this message. I woke up, I came back from France, and I got this message from one of my siblings in reference to my nan. And it literally said, listen, she has an hour or two to live. You got to get to the hospital and say your goodbyes, or you won't see her ever again. And I was very close to my grandmother, so that shook me. I grabbed an Uber. I remember shouting at the taxi driver because he was very slow. We got there, and as soon as I opened the door to see her laying there in her coma, knowing that she's going to die that day, I broke down in tears, stayed there for a couple of hours, whatever. It was meant to meet Nassim and a friend of ours at mine. They came over to mine, and this was the day that they broke the news that he's going on to Love Island. And you can see a video of him telling me the news, and everybody's shocked and confused and what's going on. And you know, we were laughing about it. I didn't believe it. I was really excited about it. And then whilst we were discussing, it was that very minute that I received a message that my nan had officially now died. So I had to rush back to the hospital. So there wasn't much of a conversation. I just grabbed some clothes because Nassim asked for some, telling me how, you know, he didn't have to fill an application. They just scouted him. They just wanted him. It was from these particular videos that we did together, and that helped him get scouted on the show. People within themselves can change due to a new world, due to fame, due to, you know, being confused, or the people around them also can change as well. We were all in a whole group and whatever, you know, in terms of, I wasn't the one controlling his socials, it was a friend of his, which I thought was great. The friend did a great job. There were some things here and there, but nobody's perfect. He did a great job, and I'm being unbiased here. I didn't really have time to do the socials. I would have done a great job, but I wouldn't have time to do it because I'm doing reviews every day. That we all agreed with is that I have to be unbiased. It's also in a video, but he has expressed, even with me the last minute words, he was like, as soon as the show starts, you have to be objective. Of course I do, and we agreed on that. I think what you guys don't know is during the process of Love Island, I actually went through a lot of depression. During the first couple of weeks, I was in a place of so much pain, not only because of my grandmother, but because of the fact that the people around Naseem were kind of blacklisting me out of the journey of him when it comes to Love Island, which is why you didn't see me on Love Island After Sun, because I wasn't even considered or invited by the people around to even invite me, whatever. They had gatherings to watch a show, didn't invite me. I tweeted about how he, got objectified in the show and how he was being desexualized and whatever. And that particular tweet that I put out turned into a Sun article. And then the people around the scene were, irritated by that article. And they were kind of informing me that don't talk about him, don't mention his name, don't say that you're his best friend. They said that I can't take any credit for helping him to get on the show, and that the Best Friend Association, they don't want that because it could lead to negative press, which I tried to remind them that, putting somebody on the show, Love Island, you're going to get negative press or positive. It's the biggest show in the UK, matter of fact, in Europe. So, and I didn't write the article, me supporting a friend through other means, but also racism. And now I'm being the one being made held accountable for that just because somebody's written a Sun article from the Sun. I was like, why? That's just unfair. Like, how can I not speak about somebody and ignore them? Because then you guys will realize didn't make any sense. And they were basically telling me that you can't say that don't say that he's your best friend. This is all the truth. I have nothing to lie about. And this stuff shocked and ripped my head. I found out through a friend that they were going on to Love Island After Sun. I was like, have a great time, but like, it would have been nice to have been considered. I would have said no because I don't want to sit through a crowd to be asked a question for 1 minute. But it would have been nice to be considered. And I just felt like I was being massively left out, which was the absolute truth. Then they were on the show and I saw them, and then they introduced another friend as his best friend, which I think is fine. A lot of people got upset over that, but you can't have multiple best friends. There's no issue in that. But it was shade, I felt, because 24 hours ago you told me that I can't mention him as a best friend, yet somebody else is being introduced as a best friend. I was basically being rubbed out. Why would they rub out somebody who has a platform that could potentially speak out about it? I don't understand it. Doesn't make any sense to me. Couldn't say anything about it because I didn't want it to affect his current journey on the show, so I had to keep quiet. Some of you subscribers kind of knew in reference to my mood, because in some reviews I was very low and some of you guys were commenting saying what's going on. This led to me being heavily depressed. To know that I was being shut out like this, the unexpectancy was crippling. Like, guys, the depression was freaking mad, man. I'm not gonna get emotional because it's mental, but it's like, was actually crazy. Like, it's like, what did I do to be treated like, it was actually, okay, let me not get too emotional because I don't cry on camera. I'm not crying for coins, child. But it's like, I'm sleeping at 1, 2 in the morning and then I'm waking up at 5 a.m. I'm awake, I'm up, I'm sweating. It's all in my mind. I'm walking around the house. 5 in the morning, 5, 6 in the morning, I was walking around the house thinking, what the hell is going on? Like, what is happening? Then I have to review the show and see what's going on and see my friend Naseem, and I'm just like, I don't even want to review the show at this point because this is what's going on behind the scenes and it's really messing with my head. Like, it put me in such a state of depression that when it affects your immune system, you then become ill. I was ill for a whole week, littered in antibiotics, take them every week, bedridden, got up to do videos, so it wasn't intensively serious, thank God. It came through immense stress. And I was like, is this, if people around him are moving like this, is he gonna move like this when he gets out the villa? My friends were like, don't hold him accountable for other people's actions, wait. Which is a fair point. The hardest part for me was carrying on those Love Island videos because the depression was so freaking real, man. It was just so real because it's like 2 weeks before that, I had just lost my grandmother. It's actually like, I don't understand why this is taking place. It doesn't make any sense. When, Naseem came out the villa and so forth, he said, let's hang the first day, let's meet up with our friends, whatever. And I said, okay, cool, great, where are we meeting? No reply, but then I'm seeing him hanging around with friends. I'm thinking there's some airtime going on here, this is weird. I come back from Rome and I'm saying, what's going on? He replies in 2 days, which was, I guess you're busy, but 40 hours is a bit, I don't know. And his response was, my bad, I'm looking for management. I'm busy looking for management. And I didn't respond to that because I thought, whether you're looking for management or not, you can still text, you can still call. Came to situations when I'm seeing him at events or whatever, it was his birthday and I'm seeing this stuff and I just wasn't invited anywhere and I'm thinking I wasn't contacted and I was seeing your questions every single day, where is he? And I was ignoring it because I didn't know what to do or what to say. So I was just gobsmacked by the entire situation. Like, I was like, I don't get it. He's obviously moving very mad. People have gotten into his ear. A month had passed now, and I was going to talk about it, but then a friend was like, phone him. And then he picked up, and we spoke about the situation, and he expressed the conflict of interest, which you guys know about how he is friends with the Islanders now. He does want to talk about stuff right now, whilst it's a hot topic, and there's no hostility between us, that, you know, and I said to him, hold on, if you want to talk about conflict of interest, I said this to him on the phone, none of us were shouting, he was very calm, to an extent, but yeah, very calm. And if you want to talk about conflict of interest, what I'm confused about is that you're openly hanging around with Connor, who was seen to hate and be racist against black men. Surely you hanging around with him is a conflict of your interest. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Who said I even wanted to do a video? Who cares about doing YouTube videos? I wanted to know how you are as a person. Because throughout his journey, I was putting in the work to get him signed to agencies in the US and LA. I had modeling stuff lined up for him and gigs and everything. And they were all waiting to find out, you know, what's going on. I had that all lined up for him because I wanted to do that for him. I put in work for him because I know people in industry, especially in the US, and I really wanted to help him like that. So I don't really care about doing a video, but it didn't make any sense. But that wasn't the only reason. That was just what I touched on in the video. So only some of the story is out. The other reason is that because I raised issues of racism in support of him. So that is why when there was a Reddit thread that went viral, some of it was true, I think some of it was, to be honest, exaggerated. So many of you tagged me to talk about it. I couldn't talk about it because the people around him were basically telling me not to talk about it, don't address it because it would upset them or whatever, even though this is my job and I have to do it. So I was in a very sticky position. So I just didn't talk about it. I just couldn't. I was in a very difficult position, so I wasn't able to. And I understand, I talk about race issues on this channel 24/7. So if there's somebody on the show that is classed as a best friend and I'm not talking about race issues, it's weird. I understand. I totally understand that. So it was very difficult. That's why I couldn't really address it. The racism issues and me addressing the Aladdin comment, and I was like, well, it was trending #1. How can I not talk about it or address it? It doesn't make any sense. And #2, the desexualizing of males, of Asian male, whatever. Apparently he said it was too much for him. But I'm like, you are a person of color going into the show. What are you going to expect in terms of issues like this? How can you use that as an issue to be upset at me? And because of the articles, he wants to push away from the Best Friend Association because it could tarnish his name, or tarnish. And I'm thinking it was the Best Friend Association that helped you even get on the show. So I don't get how you're moving away from that. And he confirmed it by basically saying that he is being distant from me. And that ripped my heart. It ripped my heart, man. It ripped my heart because I was just like, I helped you, like I took you to like events and stuff. I, you know, plugged you over my videos because I wanted to do videos with you, and I helped you get on the show, and you're coming out saying you want to be distant from the same person. Like, it ripped me. We didn't do domestics on the phone. Both of us didn't shout. Both of us have never had an issue prior to this in the entirety of our friendship. We don't argue. We're very drama-free people. So I addressed it in the video, that little part in the reunion video. Then a lot of backlash took place. And that backlash made me feel quite uncomfortable because I understand why you guys are going to be upset. I understand it. I understand you guys because I supported him like there was no one. I'm actually pissed off. Are you actually mad? How can nobody step forward for Naz? And nobody stepped forward for him. Are you actually mad? And this stupid girl wants to be calling him Aladdin. I'm done. I can't even speak. I'm charismatic. He's easy to understand. He's funny. He's laughable. He's TV friendly in that kind of manner. And I feel like a lot of people will like him. And I feel like that in itself is a good kind of, you know, personality traits that you need for a show like Love Island. And the receipts are all there. I supported him when Maura called him, you know, came for him and said that he wasn't attractive. I supported him when Shawnice came for him as well. I supported him through thick and thin on Twitter. And this idea that people have said that maybe because I've been critical of Eva. I haven't been critical of Eva at all. When she first came on the show, I was screaming her name in support. Listen, Eva, injector, I'm here for Eva already. She's coming with the South London girl attitude, where she's just like, listen, you're my man now. I don't care if you're with somebody, you're my man now. I claim you. Let's get it together, and I'm definitely here for her. When the Casa Amor situation took place, I was cheering and happy when Naseem came back with Eva.
I love it.
Reject it. I'm here for it.
She said,
yes, no.
Yes. Because I felt like this is a good move for him. Naseem and Eva look better together. And I just feel like I prefer him with Eva. People are saying, oh, you know, Naz and Demi, they get along better. You know, we've seen them with their bubbly personalities. Eva has already admitted that she's very awkward. Yeah. She's not, there's a personality clash between Demi and Eva. So we're not going to see that bubbliness straight away because she's a bit awkward, she's a bit standoffish, a bit, you know, in the back. I said ages ago that facetious edits can take place when it comes to a show. They can give you any narrative. I believe Naseem and Eva are a better choice than Naseem and Demi. Naseem and Demi fumbled the, you know, they were a better bag in that perspective. So in terms of fumbling the bag, yes, you know, if you were Demi, you would have gone further in the competition. However, I feel for longevity, Naseem and Eva just look better together. They got a very bad edit on the show. Love Island production team say they did not like them together. They made Eva look like she wasn't interested, when in actual fact, they look great together on that YouTube video they did together. They really do. So I hope them the best. I have no negativity for them. Please don't send any hate to Eva as well, or even on her channel. I feel like it's just very unfair on her. Let her do a YouTube situation. She's great with it. She's been consistent. All the best for her, and God willing, she is successful in anything she does in life or anybody else. I have no hate for anybody in my heart because it is counterproductive and pointless and absolutely worthless. The backlash was crazy, and I didn't like that, seeing him getting backlash. Like, I get it. If you act a fool, people are gonna go mad on you. It makes sense. But I just, me, because of the position that I'm coming from, it made me feel sad seeing it. Not guilty, because I'm definitely not accountable for the backlash he would get at all. But it's just sad seeing it. So then, he messaged the next day saying, let's meet up today. We were meant to meet the week after, but we met up that day. We met up at the bar. He brings a friend with him. And I was now confused by this, because it's like, this is between me and you. I don't know why you brought a friend who I've known as well, also a friend of mine, but why would you bring a friend to the situation? It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, this is between me and you, and you never told me that you're bringing a friend with you, so I don't understand why he's here. And then he said that he was there to be a mediator, but it's like, a mediator doesn't come with one party, nor does a mediator justify one party's situations and reasoning. It's biased and doesn't make any sense. There's no reason for you to be here, but you're here. It is what it is. It came across now as a gang up. Their intention wasn't to gang up on me. Their intention, I believe, wasn't malicious, but the deliverance is. If two people are coming together, I don't know the person is coming, and I have to justify my point. So two people now, simultaneously, it becomes a gang up. The dynamics of the group have completely changed. I sat there, he was joking, trying to break the ice about Joe coughing or whatever, joking, and I was like, anyways, I'm gonna get straight into it because I'm pissed off. And the conversation went like this. I just basically said, you expressed that you're, there's no hostility, but you've also expressed that you're being distant, which means that there's hostility. What pained me about the friendship, it was that I had to chase him up 3 times from texting and calling just to get to a point where we can meet up. Had I never phoned him, we would have never met up. We would have never had a conversation. Perhaps I would have never met him. So I was putting in the work just for him to be aware and just for us to meet, because he was being distant from me, because he didn't want to be said, associate my opinion or associated or seen with me. So I have to wait till I'm worthy of his presence. Like I'm some dickhead. And I just felt like I love myself too much. I have way too much validation. The friendship has been completely violated from your ends. He apologized. He took accountability. He understood where he was wrong. Understood what the people around could be wrong. And, he took accountability. That is a fact. He's not as if he wasn't being rude. He wasn't raising his voice. He wasn't shouting. People around my got into my ear and changed things. People now know my name. I have these followers. And I get it. It's a very difficult, different situation for you. But it's like, you're still a grown man. You can still text me, let me know, I helped you get on this flipping show. I don't understand what's going on. Then the friend would butt in and be like, you're acting a bit on edge right now, Murad. And I'm just like, listen, do not gaslight me. That's what we're not going to do today. I'm on crud. I'm on edge. I'm pissed off. I'm irritated. So don't question why I am. It doesn't make any sense. And being a mediator didn't play that role. Then it was apparently expressed that Shauna doesn't like me, or Shauna, doesn't like my videos, whatever. I could give 2 shits about Shauna, to be honest with you. I really don't care. I liked her as a character at first, and I didn't. The key word is character. Nothing is personal. It's a show. You've gone on Love Island, the biggest show to be reviewed and spoken about. If you act a fool, people are going to talk about you like you were a fool. So I don't understand. So this idea of you disliking me and that you're valuing these islanders more than a 10-year friendship was shocking to me as well. And I said to him there and then, you calling Mike a game player in the reunion was pathetic. I said this to him. It wasn't malicious on his behalf. I don't think he's malicious like that at all. But he's not thinking. Why would you call Mike a game player, a black man, the same day you're hanging around with somebody who hates black men, i.e. Connor? Doesn't look good on you, irrespective of your intentions, your deliverance. Because I just felt like you didn't want to be seen with me, and now I have to wait until Love Island dies down and I'm worthy of your presence, and now we can do videos. When it was me who helped you get on the show, which for some reason was a fact that all of them denied, shut down, and was crazy. That I'm doing a video like this. Like the plot twist. I wanted them to be here and we do videos post the show, interviews, questions and stuff like that. But here I am doing this. 1 minute I'm with my grandmother, we're laughing, we're joking, we're having fun, and the next day I'm grabbing a shovel, man, and I'm burying her. Like, what's that about? That's so fucked. I'm burying her body. 1 minute I'm chilling in my house, the next day somebody's choking me to death. Like, and then 1 minute I'm helping you and we're doing videos together about you going on the show, and the next minute I'm doing a video like this. Like, it's actually mad what this life really is. And now we're all in self-isolation because of this. Life is mad, man. And you have two choices. You're either going to sink or you're going to swim. And I'm going to keep on swimming through life's bullshit because I've been through plenty of worse stuff more than this. I did not want to address this online at all. I really did not want to address this. I'm not saying anybody you think hate, don't do it for my sake. I'm already in so much pain, grief, and depression because of the situation. So don't make it worse for me. If you don't care about anybody else, keep it to the comment box here and don't even send him hate. Just don't. I mean, I have completely forgiven him, because if you don't forgive people and have mercy upon them, how do you expect the Lord to have mercy on you as an individual, as a person? Forgiveness does not mean recommunication. It just means that you have forgiven them for your sake so that you can eventually move on. And this was the icing on the cake. I had to do this video so that I could move on from the situation for good, forever. And doing this is a massive weight off my shoulders as well. When he made his response on Instagram, which was waffling, he didn't let me know beforehand. When he brought his friend with him, when we had the conversation and met up for the first time, he didn't let me know before that. When he's keeping his distance from me, he didn't let me know. I had to put in the work to find that out myself. Chasing around, head going mental for a month, seeing, him with other friends and stuff like this. I don't know how the friendship can continue. It's been massively ruptured and damaged, and I don't know. I said this to him, I don't see where it can continue because I just have too much self-respect for myself. If somebody doesn't want to be seen with me, I'm not some Beck. I'm sorry. Like, it's okay. Live your life. Naseem is the only island in history to come out of the show and have a friend who has this established platform that could have helped him maintain his relevancy. So again, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't, I don't get it. Beloved, we're all going to be on the same level when we're in our graves. All of us are going to be in the same level when we are in our graves. Please, the amount of followers and subscribers and clout or whatever you have doesn't help you when you're in your grave. It doesn't. And the reason why I did this video an additional month after meeting is because, since telling about being choked to death and about the family situation with my grandmother and stuff and what's happened with all of this, and we met up and we spoke all about it, hasn't been in touch since. Not one word from, trying to repair something. So if somebody breaks a bond, it isn't your responsibility to try and repair it at all. So wish him the absolute best. Don't really see a friendship from as of right now. Maybe something, who even knows, in the future. You can't really speak for it or predict it from the way my life is going. You just cannot. The idea of him doing videos with Eva, great. I'm all for that. I'm here for it. And with such a strong friendship, what I assumed, if you mess up so badly and then you realize you messed up, and I've had to put in so much work just to make you realize and become aware, you then become a liability, because these similar situations could repeat in the future and could put my mental health in such a depressive state again that I simply cannot have that. So it came to a point where I was just like, is too much damage being done? Was it just lip service in terms of just saying sorry and no actions behind it? Like, there hasn't been any action behind it. So the fact that I haven't been acknowledged anywhere in a positive light on his pages anywhere speaks volumes, considering what I've done. Just please, and just don't send him any hate. Please. I'll catch you guys soon.